Okay, obviously disappointed with our loss, but more importantly, disappointed for our seniors. We really wanted to get those guys out on a positive note. Bottom line is we didn't play good enough to win. I mean, our defense, I really thought played really well. We had the 2 pick sixes. That was really the difference in the game, and they got the momentum, in the late second half, and it was tough on us to catch back up. Hats off to R.J. Harvey. I'm real happy that he got the 2 touchdowns and set the record, and he's been such a great player for us and one of the better players to ever come through here. But disappointed overall, with the loss, and really disappointed for our seniors. Question.
Coach, I know you're just thinking about this game, but what's the most frustrating thing about this season? It came in with such high hopes to be competitive and to end at 4-8.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. We had some close losses that were tough. I mean, we played musical quarterbacks throughout the year. That never helps. We had some injuries, but bottom line is we didn't get it done. We had some opportunities to win some games, and it was uphill. And but like I said, I think they're a really, really good defense. Our defense played really well. I'm just disappointed that we on offense we had the 2 pick sixes. That's really disappointing.
Gus, where do you guys go from here after the season?
Well, we'll evaluate everything, and we'll rebound. I mean, it feels bad right now. It's a culmination of a not very good season. I think everybody knows that. We'll meet guys coming back, and we'll recruit and get in the portal and be ready for the next one.
Coach, obviously, there's some uncertainty surrounding the end of every season. With early signing day starting on December 4th, what's your goals for the immediate aftermath?
Well, that's what you do. You got to flip the switch. Now the season's over. It's all about the next year. It's all about everything and getting everything prepared for that, recruiting in the portal, and everything goes with that.
You mentioned playing multiple quarterbacks throughout the year. You played multiple quarterbacks tonight. What was the rationale between?
Yeah, I just felt like we needed a spark. Just felt like we needed a spark. EJ went in there and he did some good things. Obviously he's a talented young man, and that last drive was really good. He hadn't played much, but we just felt like we needed a spark at that point in the game.
What's your message to the fan base? You heard folks chanting that they're pretty fed up with the performance in you this season. What hope do you give fans for next season?
They should be disappointed. There's no doubt about that. Should be disappointed that we didn't win tonight and send out our seniors. And we got to do better, and I'm the first to know that.
Coach, at the end of last season, you talked about the issues you had with that. When you think back of what you said at the end of last season, how do you look back on this season?
Well, like I said, I think you take it season by season. Last year was a different season than this year. We didn't get it done. We didn't get it done this year, and won 4 games. And, that's unacceptable.
A few times after games, you've mentioned that you switched and you looked for a spark, or guys gave you a spark at the quarterback position. What do you think is the long-term future of your roster at that position?
Yeah, we got some talented young men that are young that need experience. We'll evaluate everything, and after the season's over, and we'll go from there.
Do you think you have your starter on the roster right now?
I think we got guys that are talented and they're going to be really good quarterbacks. That's the best I can say right now.
Coach, the defense kept the game close almost the entire way. How frustrating is it to not capitalize on those stops?
Yeah, very. Our defense played good enough to win. They did a really good job. I think they had the one drive, and I think one of the drives was extended by a penalty. I think we rubbed the quarterback, but our defense played very good. I think Coach Addison Williams, since he took over, gave our defense some life. I think they were 3 of 13 on 3rd down. We really, really stressed that, and they played really hard for it.
Coach, how did you approach Utah's more or less blitz defense, especially in 4th downs?
Yeah, they got after us. There's no doubt about that. They played man. They manned up, and we just, we had a couple opportunities down the field. And, wasn't able to convert. They were daring us to throw the ball, and we couldn't convert. We were hoping we'd get 1 or 2 of those 50-50 balls, and we really didn't. And then, of course, they'd get into bear, and they'd blitz and bring some extra guys. And then on 4th down, 4th and 7+, they went 0 a lot. And, you just got to figure out a way to get that done.
Coach, knowing what you know now, if you could talk to your past self about this season, what would you say?
Say it again.
Knowing what you know now, if you could talk to your past self about this season, given the expectation we had going in, what would you say to your past self about this season? Knowing
What
what
would I
you
say
know
to
now?
my past self about this season, knowing what I know? I'll need time to think through that one. I don't know. Next question.
Coach, Kobe Hudson's been so prominent this year alongside so many others, but every quarterback on the roster seems to really love Randy Pittman Jr. He's been a standout this year. Going into next, do you see him taking on a bigger role in this offense?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, Randy will be one of our leaders. I mean, he'll be one of our team leaders, and there's no doubt he's an impact guy.
You did the shakeup a few weeks ago with Tim Harris calling plays, Addison Williams back as defensive coordinator. Did you see enough from those two guys to feel comfortable in continuing those roles next season?
We're going to evaluate everything, but I will say this: I think everybody knows offensively we didn't play well tonight. Okay, I think everybody knows that. But both those guys are outstanding coaches. They're really good at what they do.
Gus, you talked a little bit about RJ's performance. What does it mean to see you get him that record, able to get a touchdown record, and then be able to add on to it later in the game?
Yeah, I mean that was one of our goals too. And so happy for him that he was able to. Like I said, the big thing is it's not just him, but the other guys. Man, we were really hoping we could have a smile in the locker room, send them out the right way. But RJ, he's a great player. He's got a great future. He's been a great representative for our university, our football team. He's a great player and a great person.
Coach, on this 3-game losing streak, you guys have been able to outgain your opponent in total yards. What's holding you back from turning those yards into points?
I think it's mistakes. I mean, obviously, the two interceptions. I mean, that really what stands out. But yeah, it's been mistakes and in special teams. We hadn't played well in special teams. During this stretch, and that's really disappointing.
How frustrating is that those mistakes continue to happen this late into the season?
Very, very.
How do you evaluate what you saw from Dylan Risk tonight?
Dylan, we got to be fair to him. He's still learning. He had a tough night. There's no doubt about it. But he's a guy that has a bright future, I think, and there'll be better days for him.
He took a pretty good hit there with the targeting. How was he after that? He didn't seem like the same quarterback.
Yeah, we checked him out. They checked him out on the side. He was cleared to play.
You made changes at the end of last year, and you kind of mentioned the process you went through. What do you feel like you need to evaluate? What's going to be different about the way you handle this offseason?
Yeah, I think right now, now that the season's over, that's when you just kind of, take some time to evaluate overall everything and how we can correct everything.
Gus, do you have? Are you concerned about your job security?
I'm concerned about trying to make this team better.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Coach.